Hello everybody and welcome to Fab Rugby and Looseheadz Team Talk. Welcome. It's been a good day so far and we are actually live for this one. So if you've got any comments, drop them in the chat. I will be able to ask our next guest. So, Team Talk, what is it? It's basically encouraging you to reach out to old friends and old teammates. So, joining me now, over here, we've got former Bristol Bears teammates Amber Reed and Sydney Gregson. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you both? Are you doing well?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Yeah, good, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to do a kind of a bit of a kind of an introduction into yourselves first of all, really. So what I'm going to do is I want you to give me an answer, either Sydney or Amber. So I'm going to give you a question and I want you to answer it Sydney or Amber, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Best dancer.
Sydney.
Best cook. Best cook.
Amber.
Yeah, me, Amber.
Who trains better?
Oh, Amber.
Sydney.
Too nice.
Who is weirder in the changing rooms?
Sydney.
Sydney.
Most likely to play a prank?
Sydney.
Who is the better rugby player?
Amber. Don't be modest. Just say it.
So when did you first meet each other then? Where did it all start for you then, Amber? If you want to kind of go from there, where did you first meet?
Portway.
Yeah, Portway, back in the day at Portway. When we could actually train there and it wasn't walkable. Yeah, so when I think Sid was at uni in Bath, came across to play for Bristol. Yeah, and that's where we first met.
Have one of you got the stream up by any chance? Like loaded up or on the thing? I can just hear a kind of an echo. I don't know if it's. Let me just have a look. 1 second, guys. Seems to be. We'll go from here anyway. Okay. So yeah, what was your first memory of each other then? So Sydney, this one. What's your first memory?
First actual memory I remember is watching her play for England before I joined Bristol. And then when I first went, obviously I was quite young. I think I was only 17 when I first went to Bristol, and she was just always a real good mentor and just a really nice person to be around. She was really welcoming.
What's your first memory of? Sorry, this is changing a bit. Sydney, Amber. There we go. Got it right. What's your first memory of Sydney, Amber?
Yeah, just rocking up to Portway as a youngster, fresh faced, and coming into it, and just made a real impact with her pace and her power on the pitch. So yeah, just trying to find the best way I could to get the ball to her to let her go and score some tries.
What was your best moment, best memory in a Bristol Bears shirt together? Do you think?
Prem final, or maybe the semi-final because we actually won that one.
Yeah.
But that season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good season. That semi-final was a great game. Really enjoyed it.
So
Good.
what we're doing today with Looseheadz is talking a bit about the game a little bit, as well as talking about the benefits of talking to each other and stuff. But I just want to talk a little bit about the women's game and kind of how it's grown and how important is it for it to keep growing, and what have you seen since you first started playing rugby and how it's grown and changed since then? So Amber, if you want to start with that one.
Yeah, just from kind of even in my time at Bristol, from when we started at the old Wings ground, rocking up, how professional the game's become, both in terms of I'd say the player mentality's been professional for a long, long time, but everything else is kind of catching up with it now as well. So everything around the game is better supported. You get more people turn up to come and watch play. And more investment into the women's game, which then we get to see more as players come back into it. And obviously one of the biggest differences in it as an international player, the same with Sydney as well, that we can now call this our job, which I never thought I'd get a chance to do over my time playing rugby. So to be able to do that is quite special and shows the growth of the game, both in grassroots participation, but also high-end international as well.
So Sydney, on that aspect, how have you seen it in your short space of career? How have you seen it kind of develop and stuff? the game, the women's game? Sorry.
Yeah, I think just going off what Amber said, I think the fact that it's a realistic for it to be a goal for young people to have it as their job is really good. And I know when I first started, and even when I first played for England, it wasn't professional, and you then had to balance. Well, I was a student, so I was obviously doing my university degree and then playing for England or Bristol and club and things. And I think now just that you can actually aim for it to be professional and for it to be a full-time job. I think that's the main thing that's really kind of kicking off women's rugby.
So you both played for England, as you mentioned there. Like, how is it playing at the highest level? How did you feel from your debut, and how do you look at your career so far with playing for England and stuff? Amber?
I think my debut was cold, dark night against France and Isha. And it was kind of a bit of a relief for me to start off with, knowing that everything that I'd put into getting to that point, and everything that my family put in to get to that point, was all kind of worth it. So that bit was really special. And then the bit after that was, I don't want that to be the only one, because you get that sense of achievement, that sense of pride, you get to pull on the white shirt. It's, okay, I want to do this again, and how am I going to do that? So kind of putting all your energy into playing for England, playing with some incredible people like Sydney along the way, and they help you be a better player. So yeah, that's how special it is to put on the white shirt and play for your country.
Same to you, Sydney? How is it playing for your country?
I feel like you need to ask me questions first, because she's saying everything. No, yeah, it's obviously a really good feeling, and like Amber said, it's the pride of being able to play in an England shirt and kind of be part of a really special group. And I think once you've been captain, once you've played for England, you'll never lose that. And like she said, it's once you've done it once, you want to keep doing it, and you don't want it to be the only time. So you kind of thrive off that and keep working to try and keep at the top level.
So here's a question for you then. What are the main differences between 15s and 7s then?
Fitness. It's stamina. No, I think obviously for me the main difference is the environment. So it's a small group of us in training together every day. So there's 15 of us, and I really like that, because you're close to everyone, and you're really, not that you're not supportive of each other in a 15s environment, but I think because it is such a small group, you do just become very close, and yeah, you kind of just pick off each other and train together every day. So
was it quite a challenge though, transitioning from 15 to 7s?
I've always played 7s in the summer, kind of socially. So it wasn't where I just went from 15s to 7 suddenly. I've always played a bit of both, just not as seriously. And I think I went over to Australia almost 2 years ago now, and just played 7s, and that's when I really kind of fell in love with the game and realised that that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. So obviously at the moment we're in a strange time where we've all locked down and stuff. I'm just and you're both Looseheadz ambassadors. I just kind of wanted to ask a little bit about how you're keeping mentally fit. Something Looseheadz are very, they do it. It's really, really good. And it's not just about your physical fitness, it's about your mental fitness. I just wanted to know what you've been doing during lockdown to keep mentally sharp as well. Amber, if I come to you this one.
I feel like we're going to have the same answers on this one, so it'd be all right. I've actually put jeans on today for the first time, just for you. So it's been rocking around the inside. I think for me it's really important. I live with one of the other England girls and Bristol girls, Sarah Burns, so it's really cool that we get to train together, and that's definitely helped me stay motivated, and having someone there that I can chat to and train with has been really, really good. So just having that routine, we kind of go out at the same time every day, do our sessions and come back in. And then other than that, I've just been pottering around in the garden, playing the guitar. Just finding like odd jobs to do around the house. And trying to make a few bits and pieces. Made a herb planter the other day.
Very nice.
That's really exciting. It's kind of got to. And I've got a dog as well, so he's keeping me busy and going out and walking him. The main thing is just stay connected with people, like however you can in a safe way. Obviously staying at home, but having that routine so you feel like you've got purpose and you're still achieving stuff, even though you're not out and about. You're still ticking stuff off, and you can look back on your day and reflect at the end of it and be like, I've got stuff done today, and you can feel good about that. So that's probably like my top tips, really.
Sydney, how have you been keeping mentally sharp throughout this period?
Firstly, I haven't put jeans on for this. So not quite as good as Amber. No, so I've kind of just been, so on training days, I kind of just take my time with, like, have a slow morning and do like rehab and stuff like that, and just trying to take my time with my training just to kind of long it out in the day, so I'm not hanging around too much. But apart from that, I've just been doing odd bits like puzzles. I tried to learn the ukulele and for about an hour and then gave up. I tend to get quite bored of things, so I try a few things and then get bored. As I was speaking before, I ordered some dye to start tie-dyeing some socks.
Show us your socks then, Cole. Let's show us your...
All right, fine. Stop asking. I've got my slippers on. Can you see them?
Very good. Very good.
But yeah, so kind of just the same as Amber, potting around and just finding things to do. A couple of Netflix series. And yeah, just keeping connected with people. Been doing a lot of quizzes and stuff like that.
So Birdie tells me you've got a challenge coming up very soon. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we decided so that the England Sevens girls were going to do a challenge next week, which will be 14 miles in 14 hours. So we're going to do 1 mile an hour. Probably start around 7 in the morning to finish about, I don't know about maths, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, something like that. And just kind of like Zoom sessions and stuff in between, like to stay connected, make sure we're all doing it at the same time and stuff. And we're doing it for Mind Charity and muscular dystrophy. So yeah, we're just basically setting up. We're in the process of setting up the pages, so we haven't actually started the funding pages. But
so where will people be able to see it? Where will people be able to watch it?
Well, we'll have it on a Zoom session, like an open Zoom session. So we'll put out the password and stuff for that. But it'll be over social media, so all of our Instagrams and things. Hope you'll get Looseheadz to give us a shout out as well. I'm
sure they will. I'm sure they will. Thank you very much, girls, for joining me on a really important day for us all with Looseheadz and Fab Rugby. We're doing a thing called Team Talk. We're encouraging you to reach out to old teammates. So thank you very much for joining me. It was great to catch up with you both.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.